Hello, friends and spiritual rebels. I wanted to let you know I'm going to be at Soul Sisters on March 1st. If you want a reading or just want to drop in and say hi, I'd love to meet you. If you still want a reading but can't do that, you can contact me, you can email me, and we can book one. Or if you'd like to book a consultation on how to improve your spiritual gifts and abilities, I would love to talk to you. I would love to meet you. Today's topic: hatred. Most people think that hatred is a primal emotion because it is so powerful and can be so destructive and so dangerous. But the truth is, it's a blended emotion, not a primary one. And like most blended emotions, we have to be kind of careful about it. In the case of hatred, it's a blend between anger, which is about rectifying a situation, and disgust, which is a primary emotion. In fact, disgust is a very important primary emotion. Its purpose is to push away, with our energy, we push away that which could be harmful to us, both physically and spiritually. When we identify something that is a danger that could cause harm, the energy, the emotion of disgust, will help us avoid, push away, keep away, reject that which could prove harmful or fatal. In the case of hatred, you have a combination, again, between disgust and anger. You're pushing away something, but that addition of anger in equal measures lends far more force and can be lethal, which is why you have to be very careful about this particular combination. Now, the nice thing about blended emotions is we have a lot more control over them than we have over the primary emotions. Primary can just sweep you up, but with blended, we can disempower them by picking them apart. We can choose when we realize what we're experiencing. We can separate the anger from the disgust, and that makes it less powerful and thus less dangerous. I'm not saying there isn't a place for hatred. I'm just saying that it needs to be used very sparingly because it can harm you physically. Disgust is only ever meant to be, like anger, a very temporary emotion. It's not something that you can continually exist within, on and on and on, without creating the kind of chemicals in the body that disturb or create dis-ease. It's a very uncomfortable emotion, and it's supposed to be very quick. If you think about how often disgust comes up when we're dealing with something that's could be physically damaging, like a rotten food, or if we're around a person who's expelling toxins from their body in the form of, bodily, I'm not going to say it, but you understand what I mean. Usually the body will take what's healing and healthy and desirable and will expel what it needs to get rid of, which could damage the body or harm the body. And that's the reason you want distance between your eating area and your cleansing area. You don't want to cross those two because therein lies disease. And disgust is what protects us from contact with that which will harm us. You have to be very careful when you feel disgust. Pick it apart and see if you're being manipulated into that feeling or if it's genuine. Because when you reach a point where you're taking your cues from source rather than from what's been programmed into you by society, which is the first step if you're seeking to master your spiritual gifts, you will soon find out that there's very little beyond that which is dangerous that you will feel disgusted by. There's always a cause. So it's a potent way of identifying spiritual threats as well as physical threats. So hatred, it's not what you think. Disgust, That's the primary emotion. And welcome to the woods.